Breaking news, 12's Nation. Stop what you're doing right now. This is Victor, and you're watching the 12's Nation Report. Because something huge is being whispered around the league, and it involves two franchise quarterbacks, one frustrated superstar, and a Seahawks team that might be holding more leverage than anyone realizes. One of the best quarterbacks in the NFL looks unhappy. Another quarterback is winning games in Seattle, and ESPN is openly floating scenarios that could shake the league. Before we dive into this, smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel. We're pushing hard to reach 500 subscribers, and every single one of you helps grow this Seahawks community. All right, let's talk about the situation no one expected. Let's start in Cincinnati. Joe Burrow is an elite quarterback, no debate. Top 5 in this league when healthy, a true franchise player. But here's the reality. The Bengals have now missed the playoffs 3 straight seasons. They haven't been back since 2022, and this year felt like another step backward. A lot of fans are starting to notice the parallels to the Carson Palmer era, a great quarterback stuck in a situation that never fully capitalized on his prime. Burrow has dealt with injuries throughout his career, roster instability, and now another lost season. And while a trade is highly unlikely in today's NFL, unlikely does not mean impossible. We've seen superstar trades before. Until it happens, there's always a non-zero chance. Meanwhile, in Seattle, Sam Darnold has been an absolute revelation for the Seattle Seahawks in 2025. 9-3 record as the starter, 2,913 passing yards, 19 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 68.2% completion rate, 103.1 passer rating. That is real production. At the very least, Darnold has been a clear upgrade over Geno Smith, and that 3-year, $100.5 million contract he signed. In today's quarterback market, it looks like a bargain, especially when you remember what he did last season in Minnesota. 4,319 total yards, 35 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, 14 wins. And just look at the Vikings now, without him, but here's where it gets interesting. The contract. ESPN's Don Graziano dropped the real bomb. Seattle intentionally structured Darnold's contract with an escape route after just 1 season. Here's the key detail. If Sam Darnold is still on the roster 5 days after the Super Bowl, February 13th, $17.5 million of his 2026 salary becomes fully guaranteed. But if Seattle trades or cuts him before that, they owe only $25.6 million in dead money, and nothing else going forward. That's flexibility. That's leverage. That's intentional. Darnold is set to earn $28 million in 2026. $45.7 million in 2027, but Seattle isn't trapped by that money. Now, let's keep it real. Darnold has had issues. 15 total turnovers in 2025, 10 interceptions, 5 lost fumbles, and he still hasn't silenced critics in big games. The 4-interception disaster against the Rams, that's still in people's minds. That's part of why this conversation even exists. Now comes the nuclear option. According to NFL executives, the Seahawks are preparing the following trade package for this offseason. Seahawks receive Joe Burrow. Bengals receive Sam Darnold, Rick Woolen, 2026 first-round pick, 2027 first-round pick. That tells you how interesting Seattle's position is right now. Let me be clear, 12s. This is not reporting that this will happen. This is about league-wide speculation and theoretical leverage. But the fact that people are even discussing it, here's my honest fan take. Joe Burrow is elite. If he's ever truly available, every team should call. But Sam Darnold has won games, elevated the offense, earned the locker room, and put Seattle in position to compete, unless Darnold completely collapses down the stretch. Seattle should not rush to move on. The Seahawks finally found stability at quarterback, and stability matters. Now I want to hear from you. Would you trade for Joe Burrow if he became available? Is Darnold doing enough to be the long-term answer? Would you give up 2 first-round picks and Rick Woolen? Drop your takes in the comments. I read every single one. If you want more breaking Seahawks news, deep analysis, and real fan perspective, like the video, subscribe to help us reach 500 subscribers. Turn on notifications. This is Victor, and this was the 12's Nation Report. Things are getting serious in Seattle, and the rest of the NFL is watching. Go Hawks!